Hi, in this episode I'd like to talk about the American side of my family. I first noticed that there was something very, very wrong and strange with my family in about 1988, 1989. I would go over for access visits to my grandparents' place. I'd already been left home at that stage, and I would go to access visits at my grandparents' place. And I would find envelopes around the house addressed to an address in New York with the name Lisa Ann Chadwick on it, and I thought that was very, very strange because I didn't know anyone in New York, and I didn't know any Americans, and I didn't know where these envelopes came from or who my grandparents could possibly be receiving correspondence from. I asked my grandfather who these people were and why he was using my name without my permission, and he got very, very angry with me, and he told me not to ask any more questions. My grandmother went and said to me that he was writing to his brother that lived in New York, and that he didn't want his wife or something to find out that he was talking to his brother in Australia. And that was the explanation I got. I let it go. I saw these envelopes floating around the house right up until about 2000. I'd left my ex-husband and I moved in with my mother after my ex-husband had made me destitute, but that's a whole nother episode. And my mother comes in the house one day and casually announces that her brother was coming from America. I'd always believed that it was just the two sisters. I always believed that my grandfather never had any more children. I believed that he had a brother in America, and I also believed he had a brother who was born in 1901 or something that had already died. And I believed that his family was more or less decimated during the Second World War. I said to my mum, this can't be because you've just got a sister. There's no more of you. She goes, yeah, I have a brother in America and two sisters, and we've known the whole time. And I'm there, well, if yous had known, why didn't anyone tell me? And she had no answer to that whatsoever. None at all. Anyway, so about 3 weeks later, I think it was, these people arrived from America. I went to my grandparents' place to meet them. I didn't really understand any of this. The man was very, very happy to see me, but certainly not as much as my Aunt Madeline. She basically started crying. She held my hand and she was saying stuff like, you know, I'm blessed to meet you and I love you and all of this, and I'm there, hang on, this woman doesn't even know me. Anyway, so things were going on like this. She wouldn't let go of me the whole time I was there, and I could see that he wasn't very happy about it at all. The closeness that her and I had. I can see that he was not very happy about it at all. And it was from that point that I believe that she may have been my biological mother. Not for the fact that she looked like me or anything like that, but just for the fact that a bond formed with us sort of more or less straight away. The second time I met her was, I think, a day or two later. We were sitting down to lunch and Luba strides in the house. She starts yelling, and she starts yelling and cursing at me.
Mama, look. I saw Chania only had one kitten.
And I saw Luba started yelling and screaming at me because I asked a question while she was watching a video involving my grandfather's first wife. And at that point I just left. I really didn't want to interact anymore. I didn't get my aunt's phone number or address or anything. Over the years I realised that that was probably not the right thing to do. I asked several times for my grandparents to connect me with them so I could ask her questions about my parentage, and my grandmother flatly refused. Basically she said it was a split family, and I was hers, my grandmother's, and Luba and the Cutneys were my grandfather's. What that meant, I don't know. It may have been an excuse for me not to have contact with them, or it may actually be that they did not want me to find out the truth of what was going on, but I'm fair sure that I am a victim of an inter-family adoption, and I'm pretty sure that Madeline is my true mother, and I'd love to get in touch with her one day so I can actually ask her the important questions I would like to ask, like, you know, did you give birth to me? Are you my mum? Yeah.